All right, who's the lucky guy today? We're gonna blow this guy up.
All right, we ready again?
Yeah, I'm spotting you.
All right, going hot.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Energy Tech Night. We are out here with Trevin and Justin from EnergyX down in, I don't know, I guess you can kind of say this, South Texas a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, we're a little bit south of Houston. Out here just hanging out with these guys, learning more about EnergyX and what they're working on. So we're super proud to announce that these guys are sponsoring Energy Tech Night for the 2023 season. How would you guys, I know you guys are in the high performance compute space. How do you guys describe what it is that you guys do?
EnergyX is our data center platform that we built around. So it's a modular immersion cooled data center designed to be able to go anywhere in any kind of environmental conditions and meet any kind of compute need. xCloud is our cloud services, so those tie in together really closely. And the cloud side is where we're bringing on customers. We're starting our beta program right now, and we're bringing on our customers. In the fall, we'll be deploying our large-scale project. So that'll be going to West Texas for our first big one, and that'll be around a 50-megawatt project.
So all of these are completely distributed. It's more decentralized. It's not massive data centers, and you guys are setting these up in mostly rural locations, right?
Yeah. So, you know, we got to make sure there's good power availability. So we do some engineering and, you know, power studies to make sure that we can supply the load. And then we've also got to make sure we've got great comms. So comms is a huge focus from our standpoint because, you know, it's one thing to take a container-sized building, call it a data center, and put it out there to do crypto mining or whatnot. But, you know, from day one, we were engineered and designed to be compute agnostic. And we're actually designed for the blade servers, the 36-inch U-rackable type equipment. And in order to be able to really kind of play that role in the market and what we're doing, you've got to have great comms. So network, you know, redundancy, electrical redundancy, and also, you know, disaster recovery, failover, all of that stuff is baked into our locations.
How many kids do you have, Jake? Two.
They actually both, when we went fishing for the first time with them the other day, they both caught a fish by themselves.
Oh, that's cool. Anyway, so you get out of the office much?
No. You ever play golf much?
I suck at golf.
Do you know like kind of the concepts behind?
I got one. Oh, no. We went to, I guess, I forget the name of the aquarium. It's like supposed to be like the best aquarium in the U.S. It really was amazing. It's in Springfield. So it's like an hour
Bass
away.
Pro Shop.
Yeah, it's the same guy.
Yeah. So we went up there a lot as a kid, and the only thing to do there is go to Bass Pro Shop.
Exactly.
And it's like bigger than a mall. Everybody thinks like, oh yeah, what's special about a Bass Pro Shop? Because they see all the regular ones. I'm like, no, you don't realize the Springfield Bass Pro Shop is an entirely new level.
It's not a Bass Pro Shop. It's not even a mall. It's something. It's like an aircraft carrier of stuff.
It's like Disney for outdoors.
That's right.
I don't even think I've gotten a single bite this entire time.
No, I haven't got anything. Hey, Justin.
Hey guys, what are you doing?
Fishing.
There's no fish in here.
What?
It's a duck pond, not a fishing pond.
Shit.
So you guys are taking on the big boys, pretty much right head on. I mean, the Amazons, the Microsoft Azure, guys like that. How do you feel that you can be, you know, competitive in this space?
Yeah, I think the important thing for the customers to understand is we feel like to start out we're going to be a great complement to the existing cloud user or provider they have. So we understand that even if we're doing, you know, a 50 megawatt project in West Texas, we're still very small compared to any of the top three. Our platform, what it does is it really allows users to come in and create a disaster recovery environment or be able to use infrastructure as code for any kind of like DevOps that you're doing or any kind of product development or even production environment. So it makes it a lot easier to bring your product to market, and it's a lot cheaper. So for big companies, we just say, look, keep your data where your data's at, but allow us to be your disaster recovery. Let us do any of the high performance compute stuff. So we've already got tunnels that'll be pre-built so you can bring your data over, process it, and then kick the results back. So that's a safe way for them to get started. The smaller companies, it makes sense for them to start with us because it's about usability and price. I'm gonna try to hurt him a little bit with the pickup. Yeah. You know.
Energy Tech Night, obviously, we've got a room full of energy producers, oilfield service companies, some of the biggest tech companies in the world, but also tons of startups as well. Is this a fit for their organizations, even if they're not necessarily doing a whole lot of crazy high performance compute?
Yeah, so infrastructure as code is a really interesting, aspect of what we're doing and what we're building. So if you're a startup company, what do you want to focus your development resources around? Do you want to develop and focus on being a cloud, expert? And so you understand how to do all the instance, all your, DNS, all the base layer product development that you have to do to just make your application work, or do you want to focus on application? So for us, it's like, hey, we can do it at half the price, but the services are actually a lot better. So there's a lot more low code, no code options that we're building in. So it's very easy for startups to come in and be able to use the resources with minimal effort and then do disaster recovery really quickly. So if you're paying half the price, why wouldn't you be backing it up in another location?
No, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the biggest costs for startups these days is just, your hosting costs.
That's right.
Right. In addition to G&A.
The other side to that is a lot of these startups, they have this great idea, but it doesn't quite fit into a box that currently exists. So one of the great things about us is we can be flexible. We can, take these problems, and we've got a dev team on staff, and we want to be able to solve these problems for all these startups and really build a set of solutions that it really touches all aspects of the marketplace. And to do that, you've really got to start with these seemingly edge cases or these individuals that have real problems that they need solved.
What are your thoughts on things like ChatGPT? And the reason I'm asking it because we've implemented it within our organization, but also it's like every company that I talk to and every tool that I use is now integrating ChatGPT into their actual products. And so now you can think about from the demand side, like there's a significant amount more demand for high performance compute.
Yeah, I think ChatGPT is really the first that really showed people what can be. But we're going to see a lot more development, and we're seeing this even with them on their, Stable Diffusion and other products that are coming out that are using neural networks to build really amazing products. So I think the integration of large neural networks into organizations is going to actually happen a lot faster than people thought, 6 months or a year ago. And so as they start to train specifically around their needs, like I'm doing, downhole tools, or I'm doing, some sort of industrial job, or I'm a startup that's focused on healthcare, so I need to crunch that data. I think that's going to be, the next really arms race in business. It's going to be kind of like the Cold War, and everybody's going to have to go after data as a whole, try to aggregate as much as they can, and then start training on that, or they're going to get left behind. So I think that compute is critical to the next generation of industry.
You put to kill Osama bin Laden or what?
Well, just to carry stuff around, it's easier to carry it around. I don't know. You guys will do the shooting.
Time.
3. You got 3, same as me. So close.
He may have had one of that second.
I think I have 4.
I think you have.
I think if you check the tape, you called time right before he didn't quite have it.
All right, who's the lucky guy today? We're gonna blow this guy up. Think this will be a big boom?
Oh yeah, that'll be a good one. Come on, Chris Kyle.
You ready to go? You actually gonna hit this thing?
Maybe. We'll see if I can get it.
I hit the last shot first try, so.
No pressure.
Yeah.
You've got enough gear here.
Well, that just makes me look cooler, but doesn't mean I'm any better.
To the right.
Oh, I saw my splash there.
Over the top of it. Yeah. So obviously being, with your data centers being in more of, it's not in a metropolitan area, it's in more rural locations, which I think is the reason you guys are able to kind of come in at a much lower cost. You don't have this, massive overhead with building a massive data center. Two things that I think kind of come to mind that I think would worry some people initially would be, for one, uptime, right? Uptime of cloud providers being one thing, but then also communication. How do you, when you've got high performance compute, how are you communicating, back with, the kind of rest of the servers?
The network design that we've been working on is a critical part of the overall facility design. So going into the data center, we're going to have fiber from multiple ISPs coming from multiple directions. So even if somebody, was digging a ditch and, had a big trencher out in West Texas and severed half of our lines, then we've still got terabytes that we'll be able to bring in from another direction. Once you get on-prem, we're using, top of the line, open compute, basically servers or routers and switches. So for each data center, we've got roughly with the current chassis, we've selected about 4.8 terabytes of theoretical data that we could process. We're building it around 2.4, which is just an astronomical amount more. Like if you listen to Amazon, and do the math on there, I think, you're looking at maybe 2 gigabits per chassis is kind of like the average that I've heard them talking about. I think we're going to be pushing about 36 gigabits on average per chassis, with some of them hitting, over 100, depending on what the consumers need, but it'll all be 2N, so completely redundant.
Yeah, and we'll carry that 2N redundancy to our cooling. And also, every site will have the ability to be 2N on the electrical side too. So we have all the features and the ability to offer the same resiliency as some of the large cloud providers and large data centers.
Once we get our second site built, then we'll have digital failover as well, which will be really exciting. So we can provide that right now through third party. So it could just be your current cloud provider and we're the backup, or vice versa. So we'll have those tunnels pre-built, but once we get our second site up, we'll be able to do that all in-house.
What I love about this is that launching a startup is already hard enough as it is, and over time things are changing, and you're seeing something that comes to mind is like low code and no code, and being able to lower those barriers to seeing like ideas come to life, but also like just lowering like costs. Like there's just so many significant cost barriers to actually like getting started and seeing an idea to come off the ground. And so with things like this, it's really exciting to be able to empower some of these startups with the right tools that they need to build their innovative products and services. And I also think it's really cool. It's coming full circle. You were part of the Energy Tech Night 1 back in 2019, and we threw that together like the day before.
It was awesome.
We were so down. So it's cool that this is all kind of coming full circle. So thank you guys for supporting Energy Tech Night for the 2023 season. And you guys are launching a beta program as well, right?
That's right.
Can you talk about that real quick?
Yeah, so the beta program on the cloud is really, we're trying to get users in just to give us feedback, like, hey, these are things we like, what we don't like. We've got a data center in College Station that's going to run on. It's not nearly as redundant or sophisticated, so, it is beta, but we'll give like long-term discounts for the guys that come in and do some testing with us. And I think that they'll be really excited about the features, and especially for startups, like, if they're seeing things and we can make a better product, we're all about, being the best that we can be.
Reach out to these guys. What's the website?
EnergyX.io, redteaminvestments.com. Either way, we're happy to talk to you.
Thanks again for having me out here today, guys. We got to do some cowboy stuff, blow up some stuff, wade out in the water. Turns out there wasn't any fish in there. We would have known that. But this beats sitting in front of a computer all day. So
that's for sure.
Thanks again, guys.
Thanks, Jake.